Hello and welcome to Curse of Strahd. Everyone, rub your
Everyone,
hands together, get ready,
ASMR.
and let's get into it. Last time, the party had made their way to the town of Vallaki, and you had made your presence known in many ways in the town of Vallaki. They will not forget your faces, I assure you. You had tried to find a safe haven for Arena through the Church of Saint Andral, finding that it to be consecrated ground, although the bones of the saint had been stolen by a local coffin maker. You went to his house, releasing a bunch of vampires into the street, fighting them off before being parlayed by Strahd himself atop his steed and a bunch of werewolves. You fought them off, but not before Strahd was able to destroy the bones, effectively making the church no longer a safe haven. Meanwhile, Sal had made your way to find Fiona Wachter, a local noblewoman in town, with the help of your cousin, he's Extrosny. There, she had implored you to help find and cast a spell from a tome of your former mentor, the wizards. You did, seemingly giving some sentience to a powerful creature that was trapped inside Lorcan, Finger of Oblivion. You also found that Lorcan had trapped the wizard inside of his own spellbook, torturing him to gain his power. You had a tentative, I think, deal with Lorcan, or at least in the meantime, he would wants you, Sal, to release him permanently from his. He is trapped in some sort of amber tomb. The whereabouts you do not know. But you were not killed by him or trapped in the book like your mentor, the wizard, instead getting released by your familiar Linguini. You headed back to the town square in the aftermath of the battle with the vampire spawn. You decided to go back to the inn, the Blue Water Inn, to take some refuge because the Martikovs that own the place are somewhat accommodating to you. You found it to be a refuge, and you were accosted by the Baron Vargas Velakovich, the burgomaster of the town, who decided to move up the festival to now, in the wake of the events of the vampires and Strahd appearing for the first time in many years. He essentially forced some of the town citizens out into the street to have this festival against the will of everyone. But Gabe convinced him to have a duel in the streets. He was almost immediately slapped down by Gabe. And in the midst of the chaos, Fiona Wachter appeared with her legion of cultists and the power of Lorcan, Finger of Oblivion, behind her, having now summoned him with the help of Sal. She read from the tome, summoning some devils, one from her book and one from your book, Sal, who laid chaos to the town. The people screaming, towns, buildings on fire, pure chaos. Fiona Wachter herself being torn apart by the devil that she summoned. But Sal, you were able to take the tome from her now. Now you have two big old tomes from the wizard. And in the midst of the chaos, you fled the town, leaving its fate behind. Uh, we start right outside of the town gates. You are in the kind of foresty, hilly road path that leads to the west outside of this town. Back behind you, outside of these gates and these the walls of the city, you can hear screams. You can see plumes of smoke behind you. The town is being destroyed as we speak. It is in the morning or mid morning or so. As you are kind of gathering your wits with Arena in tow, you can see that there are a couple of options of places to go. The Old Sphalic Road, the main road that you had taken on your way here, continues west down into the valley, into some forests. You know that this road most likely leads to first of all, the town of Kresk, which is people have mentioned as another civilization, a town on the west side, as well as potentially the Wizard of Wine's winery. The Martikovs have asked you if you have a chance to go there to investigate why they don't have their wine shipment, and some other landmarks, perhaps pertaining to your fortunes, your Taroko fortunes that Matt and Maeva gave you. But there's also a path right next to you that kind of leads down a little winding path nearby to the lakefront. This town of Valaki sits right on the edge of a giant lake, Zarovich, and you can hear from this smaller road sounds of people talking, the distinguishable noises of the Vistani. What do you do?
Didn't last time we say that we were going to the Vistani?
I think
We
so.
were going to go to the lake, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Because Gabe, your thing is there?
Mine is at this one, and then Gabe's is at the other one.
Mine's at Kresk, yeah.
I think so. I mean, you guys, let's see, you got Irina with you, and of course Petra is with you, although as you can see, Sophie is not here today, so Petra will be with you, but stoically quiet.
Classic.
Lots to contemplate.
Yeah, lots to contemplate, especially given your actions. It's inevitable that you're probably feeling a little weird in the wake of how you've left this village of Valaki.
We also leveled up to level 6, right? You said that? Yeah. You said that?
No.
Oh, I think you
not.
said that, though.
7?
That's strange. I thought...
No, I
heard
said
him
12.
say...
I said 8.
Oh!
No, just kidding.
He said it! He said it!
Just kidding.
If I roll a natural 20 in the chat, will you let us level up?
Yeah, but if you roll anything else, you're level 1.
Whoa, don't take that risk.
Don't
Zach.
take that risk, Zach.
Okay,
Zach,
never mind.
I'm not letting you do that.
I've given you options. Okay.
That's funny.
Sal, can you make an investigation check for me?
Ooh. 13.
The tome that you have taken from Fiona Wachter, it looks very similar to yours, created by the same person, the wizard. It is chaotic and strewn about. There's really no order to the front, kind of leather bound, and some parts are ripped, but you can't tell if it's on purpose or not. But as you take a second to kind of just flip through the pages, you do see that it is a spell book. And in fact, I'm going to show you the spells that you have. Now,
God. Oh my God.
These spells, if there are spells in here that you can cast, you have a level like, I guess, 1 through 3, you can take some time and put them in your spell book. Other spells that you can't quite cast, level 4 and above, you cannot put into your spell book yet until you can cast them, but you could cast them as a one-time thing if you wanted to, but then you wouldn't be able to put them in your spell book later on. There's some powerful spells in here, and I will let you choose how you want to do that.
Thank you.
You also see inside of this book, in the kind of back, there is a portion of it that you would recognize is written from Strahd. It seems as at some point he had taken or had this book in his possession, and he has journaled, first person journaled, slightly long. If you can take the time to read it if you want, although it'll probably take some time and you're in the midst of traveling.
I'll wait until we got camp or some sort of safe haven.
Okay. As you make your way through the path out of the village of Valaki down into where you know the Vistani camp to be on the water, you can see that as you travel a little way, you can see the path splits here. To the right You can see it kind of opens up into a little bit of a clearing with a hill in the center. You can see buildings and wagons and horses and people milling about. Clearly, the Vistani camp is that way. And then to the left, you can see a path that kind of winds down to the actual lake front. And as you're standing here at this crossroads, a man on a horseback rides up from the Vistani camp. He is he's got a kind of a well manicured beard, and he is maybe in his early 40s, wearing nice Vistani colored garb. And as he sits on the top of his horse, he trots up within 30 feet of you. He's got this kind of almost un-Vistani like scowl on his face, his eyes narrowed. He's kind of looking at all of you, trying to understand your intentions as he's like kind of looking back at the city of Vallaki nearby, the clear destruction. Just kind of sitting there 30 feet from you, not approaching, just looking at you.
Howdy.
He trots his horse a little closer, and he says, "Are you the ones that did this to the city?" He points over to the plumes of smoke nearby.
Well, that depends. Did you do you like what those people did, or you hate it? Where do you fall?
He shrugs and he says, "I have no love for the city of Vallaki. They have treated the Vistani poorly, but of course the loss of life is tragic. Now, I will tell you, if you are responsible for this, I do not want you to bring your chaos to the Vistani people. We have had a tough time, and if I see any of you betray this notion, I will slit your throats."
Who? Awesome.
Sounds fair.
He nods, and then he gallops past you down the road towards the west. Not towards the lakefront, but towards the west, towards Kreska, perhaps.
That guy was cool.
Yeah. Super charming.
Yeah.
Charming.
Yeah.
All right, you can go towards the lakefront, or you can go towards the Vistani camp. What would you like to do?
Maybe we can, not to ditch you, Irina, but maybe Irina would have a more comfortable time staying at the camp, perhaps?
Well, do we trust the Vistani to welcome Irina?
I mean, I've never had any problems with the Vistani myself, although that man was clearly Vistani. He did threaten to slit our throats. But I don't know. I don't want to be a burden. I'll go to the Vistani camp, and maybe I'll meet up with you later.
No. You're not a burden. You're not a burden at all. I just want you safe. Genuinely, just want you safe.
Well, should we go introduce ourselves to the Vistani camp, drop her off, or should we just kind of split ways, as you said?
I mean, at least we should go down with her to see them.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Gabe.
Gabe is like looking down at his bloody hands, because he didn't use his weapon against the Baron. He just beat him with his bare hands, and he's just kind of like looking at his knuckles.
Gabriel.
What? Sorry. What did that man want?
Don't hurt the Vistani, or he will slit our throats.
Right. Well, I guess we should go and see if... check out the vibe, so to speak.
Yep.
The vibe.
All right, so you head to check out the vibe. Quick vibe check at the Vistani camp.
Yes.
Travel down the road, and they part to make so you can see an expansive clearing. There's a small kind of grass-covered hill in the center with kind of low-built houses all at the bottom of the hill, all around in a circle. This is a seemingly permanent Vistani camp. You know that they are somewhat nomad people, but this is permanent structures. Although there are, of course, wagons and horses and people milling about. As you make your way towards the edge of town, you can see that there's no music playing that you would normally associate with the Vistani. In fact, it seems a little bit chaotic. There are people milling about and rushed, people talking in fevered pitches. You see a couple more people on horseback just ride past you without even looking at you or talking to you. Loud commotion. You are not greeted in the normal Vistani way. You're almost invisible to some sort of other bigger problem that the Vistani have.
Can I just, like, grab a person who seems the least hurried?
Yes.
You might want to wash your hands first, Gabe.
Yeah, there's a man who, with his brightly colored robes, who's on horseback. As he kind of trots by you, you motion to him.
Yeah, I motioned to him, and then hearing what Salvatore said, I, like, get his attention with my hand and then quickly, like, cross my arms. Good sir, I'm sorry to bother you. What's wrong? What's happening?
He's like, looks tired, like he has not slept in a while, and he's, I'm sorry, I cannot talk. Arabelle is missing. Luvash is angry. We have to find her. Please, if you have a chance to help, spare a second. We need to find her.
Who can you describe Arabelle?
Yes, sorry, she is 7 years old. She's just a girl. She's Luvash's daughter. She's gone missing. I don't know. You must have seen Aragal. He had just rode past here. His Arabelle's uncle.
Yes,
Bearded fellow.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
Please, I have to go. But Luvash, the leader of this camp, is just there. He points to a man, a large, imposing man, maybe like 6'6", broad-shouldered, muscular, Vistani man, wearing flowing robes, and he's in the middle of like gesturing and pointing to people and yelling and ordering, giving directions.
All right. This is Guess we need to sort of. Oh well, my thing is sort of I need to find a small girl. And she'll find something about me, I believe.
Oh shit! Well, it seems like we're in the right place then.
All right. Well, then yes, we should talk to him, see what he knows, find out maybe where she went missing, start the search there.
If we must talk to him, and I will walk up and like smooth my hair out while hello, excuse me, sir.
Still, my arms crossed, so my fingers are just bloody.
I'm like trying to cover like the slashes on my shirt with blood from the last battle. Hello there.
Okay, you approach the Vistani camp center. There are a couple of fires here that are smoldering from the light rain that is coming. In the center of this hill, there's a big tent, like a central, obviously, meeting ground tent that is lit from the inside, although no one seems to be in it. And this man that this other Vistani has pointed out sees you coming, and he looks to you, Richard, and he says, "Oh, please. I would love to greet you in the Vistani way, but it is a terrible thing that has happened to us. Please, if you have a second, can you please help us find my darling daughter?"
Oh, she's your daughter.
Yes, my name is Luvash, and you are, of course, welcome here in the Vistani camp, and you will be welcome as heroes if you can help me find my daughter.
Quick intros all around. Hi, Richard, Salvatore, Gabriel, Petra, and Irina. Sort of. Sorry, I don't know why no one else is talking.
Luvash looks to all of
Kind
you.
of let you lead. This is your, fortune. Kind of let you take the lead on this one.
All right.
Luvash comes to each of you and like grabs your shoulders a little bit half-heartedly. He's clearly distracted, obviously, and he says, "We have the search parties all around the area. I don't. The last I saw of her, she always, blasted girl, is always trying to sneak into the city." And she looks to the horizon of the city there, and he says, "But she is not that stupid to be still there. I don't know. We have people in town. Did you just come from the city? How is it? Is it destroyed?"
In the
It's
process
getting there.
of.
Well, that will be a tragedy. Well, please, if you can help me find my daughter, I will give you. He looks around. I have treasures for you, and of course, you will be welcomed by the Vistani people forever.
Right, I mean, sure, absolutely, we're here to help. Would you happen to know if your daughter was she heading a certain direction? Does she like to go more by the river, more in the woods? Where sort of a general area you think that she could be?
Well, my daughter is incredibly talented fortune teller, even her young age. So she's always having visions and trying to follow them and walking and running around. And sometimes she's in the forest, sometimes she's by the lake. I don't know. I wish you would just stay here and make music with us, Vistani, and drink wine.
Does your daughter have any very good friends around her age?
Well, she's 7, but all the people around her age are a little bit less mature than her. She is my darling Arabelle. She is smart for her age, so she mostly hangs around.
I'm sure.
Is there someone
adults.
that she hangs out with quite often?
BFF.
She's always trying to go see Madame Eva at her pool, but that's too far of a trip for a young girl to go, so I strictly forbade her from going there.
So
As
she
far
definitely
as
went
friends,
there then. This is what...
I don't know. She likes to hang out by the lake. I have some people that are heading there now, or perhaps...
How long has she been missing?
She has been missing for 18 hours. This is most unlike her.
Well, Madame Eva actually said that I would find her. Not her. I don't know if it's her. The little girl in question by the lake. So maybe she is by the lake.
I suppose we should try there.
Luvash's eyes goes wide. You have talked to Madame Eva, and she has mentioned my daughter to you.
Not by name, not by name. She just said that I should go in this general area and that there would be a girl who would know some stuff about me. Kind of sounds like maybe it could be your daughter, and that I would find her by the lake.
Well, if Madame Eva, she is the greatest seer that this world has ever known, and if she has said that you must know something, I don't know you or recognize you. I know you are not from Vlaki, but you must have come here from the heavens. Let's go to the lake. I will join you.
Luvosh, maybe you should stay. You're a little frantic. Maybe you should stay here with your wife. You have a wife.
Your people need you here. If something were to happen to you outside, then who would lead your people? We will find your daughter.
Yeah, would your wife do it? Or your partner, whatever's who.
I am unmarried. I have to concentrate on running this camp, of course.
Absolutely, yeah.
The only love of my life, of course, is my darling daughter. I need to take a few breaths. I wish I had wine to drink, but of course our wine shipment is delayed.
No. Luvosh, just take off your shirt and relax. Just go sit down and hang out. We'll handle this. We're good.
Make a persuasion check.
I'm pretty good at persuasion.
I hope so.
Yeah.
Your last name's Charming.
16.
Luvosh takes a few deep breaths, closes his eyes, takes off his shirt to reveal sweating.
As he's taking off his shirt, I look at Richard and I say, "Keep it in your pants, will you?"
If I have any oils or anything in my wizard stuff, can I hand Richard some massage oil that I have?
Yes.
Do with it what you want.
Oh, how did this get? Oh my god, I forgot we had. You know what? I'm gonna tell you this, Luvosh. These are amazing oils that just make you relax. So maybe after we find Arabelle, we get you all situated. We'll get you. You need to relax. You have so much on your plate. You need a night to just unwind. You know what I mean?
He looks at you a little confused at first, and then he says, "You're right. You're right. Please, I should not be so worked up. My daughter, I could use the massage. I will be honest."
Oh my god! Oh, and then I'll stretch, and my ripped shirt will kind of burst a little bit. Oh, that's so weird.
You haven't lived until you've had a massage by this man right here. I'll tell you what.
Luvash then looks at you, Richard, and then leans in and says, "Wait a second. Do I know you?"
Yeah, a lot of people think that they do, but they don't. So no, I'm new here. So
All right. Oh well, I'm sorry. And you see a couple other Vistani come up to him, and like, you hear them like kind of whisper to Luvash. We tried to find her in the forest. There's nothing. The town is on fire. We have some people inside, but I don't know. It's not. It's a dead end. And Luvash turns to them and says, "All right. Thank you for that. And by the way, Gregory, how come you have never offered to massage me?" And the man says, "I don't know, Luvash. Luvash, never mind, please." He turns to you, Richard. Please, I beg of you. If you find my daughter, I will give you anything you want.
Fantastic. All right, team, we're good to go.
Talk about a reward, yeah.
Arena looks at Luvash and says, her eyes are kind of wide, and she looks at you, Richard, and like it's like a little bit of eyes wide, and she says, Luvash, is it okay if I just kind of stay here in camp? I can help out in any way, or I'm sure there's. And Luvash, yes, of course. Your Arena was it? Yes. Please. If your friends are helping us, Vistani, you are welcome here. Of course. Niku. You see a Vistani woman kind of rush over. Please take this woman, Arena, here and make her comfortable. I know it is troubling times, but this is your biggest priority, Niku. Niku goes, yes, Luvash. And Arena and this woman head off into the tent.
As Arena's leaving, I like grab her wrist gently, and I like pull her in, and I say, do you want to stay here? What do you prefer to stay here or to come with us?
I will stay here. I don't know what I want. I kind of thought that I would be safe in the church, so I'm a little bit frazzled and confused, and I think these people are going to be safe for me, for now, at least.
Okay, well, help them the way you can, but then we'll talk. Just stay safe.
Thank you. You too. And she heads off.
Time is of the essence, right, boys? And
could we have treated?
Sorry, go ahead.
Could we have treated this as some kind of short rest?
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Let's see. I mean, it's slightly urgent. I will say you could treat it as a short rest.
Though.
I think that's a strenuous activity.
Yeah, you're right.
It would be a short rest, but you would have to like hunker down at the Vistani camp for like 15-20 minutes.
I would be fine with that. Are you guys fine with that?
Are you hurting?
Yeah.
How about?
Yeah, I mean, I'm good to go, but whatever.
I come over to Richard, and
I can get spells back.
Put my hand on your shoulder, and I squeeze your shoulder, and as I do, I'm gonna put 10 points of lay on hands into you.
Whoa! All right, I'm actually pretty good now. I'm actually pretty much back to normal.
Good. I feel like time is of the essence.
All right,
Gabe. Real quick though, you know, Irina's like, she like is into you, man, right?
Yeah. Well, I've tried to tell him before, Sal. He just won't.
No, she directly told me.
Did she?
Yeah.
Well, that's.
She wanted to know what your penis looked like, but I don't.
Okay, that's weird. That's something that we can talk about.
That's true. It's 100% true.
Time. Can we focus on the?
We can walk and talk.
Task at hand.
All right, you're walking and talking
about penis.
You head out of the Vistani camp.
I wrap my hands up like a boxer.
You all notice in amongst the chaos of the Vistani something a little different. There is one of the houses, the permanent building structures that are kind of spread out around the outside of this camp. Sitting out or standing outside, there is an elf. Not a half elf like Rotavio, but a full-blooded, long-eared elf with kind of graying, dusk-like skin. And you can actually see that one of his, or both of his ears have been almost clipped. Like the tops of them have been clipped. But for some reason, but he's just kind of sitting there, kind of not helping with the Vistani, but just sitting outside what looks like to be maybe his home, just kind of taking in the surroundings. But he hasn't talked to you or noticed you, and he's, a couple 100 feet away.
Excuse me, sir.
He looks over to you. Yes.
Have you seen a young child wandering the woods near here?
You are talking about Arabelle. I have not seen her. It's unfortunate. She's a incredible young girl. Incredible.
Can I insight check this guy?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That is that's an 8.
Hold on. Are there chronal shifts left? No.
He's, I mean, instantly piques your attention because he's not a human. The only non-human you have seen other than Rictavio, essentially.
Since we've been to Barovia. Okay.
Yeah, the entire time.
Okay.
But he seems, and you maybe think it's weird that he's not like helping the search because he's clearly living in this house, you can tell, and it's part of the Vistani camp property. Like he's like living with the Vistani in some regard, but you don't know why or how.
I will give him a very, like from a distance, a very formal elvish greeting.
He looks at you and kind of cracks a smile. And when you do that, you see coming out of another of the houses, 2 more of these elves step, 2 males, kind of looking. They're like chatting with each other. You can't quite hear what they're saying, although one of you can read lips.
I think,
right?
yeah, Salvatore can.
Salvatore can read lips.
Sure
I forgot,
can.
yes. You can see.
And I can speak Elvish.
Oh, okay, yes. You can see that these two.
The one time I don't choose fucking Elvish.
These 2 elvish men are kind of speaking, and you can see, Sal, that they're basically saying to each other, "We need to talk to these. They must have answers." Maybe Casimir. Casimir, who you gleam to be the first man that you talk to. One of them says, maybe Casimir can get their help, or they have insight into the Amber Temple.
Excuse me. Did you guys saying something about I don't mean to intrude, but I just might be able to help you with your predicament. Did you guys say something about an Amber Temple?
What? I didn't hear anything.
They both look at each other and
great ears.
Casimir, the man there, kind of looks and walks up to your group when you say that, and he says, "What do you know about the Amber Temple? Do you know anything? Do you know where it's located?"
No, that's I do not know where it's located. I've heard rumors about it, but I have no idea where it is.
What rumors? What is this place?
I don't know. Really, I just heard about it.
Casimir says, he looks at all of you, and you can see he's like making an insight check, essentially. He's trying to decide what he can tell you, but he does kind of seemingly relent. He says, "The Amber Temple, I don't know where it is, but I know that is a powerful ancient magic temple that was built long before the devil even came here. I have been searching for it for a long time. I believe that in this temple there is a way to break the curse of this man, to break Barovia free. We're searching for it. If you don't know where it is, it's unfortunate, but I don't know if you're traveling. Please keep a lookout."
Yeah. You don't have any leads or the next place you were going to look, maybe?
He shakes his head, but then he says, if you come back to the Vistani camp, come find me. Maybe we can talk further about this over a meal or 2. I have a lot to say about this matter." And he looks around at the kind of chaos around him and says,
"We're in a hurry anyway." Yeah.
"Of course. My name is Casimir. Casimir Velikov. I will be here if you need me. This is a matter of life and death, I think, and any help would be greatly appreciated."
Perhaps we can speak again once we found the girl.
Yeah.
He nods solemnly. It kind of takes a step back towards his house.
We should continue to the lake.
Yep.
All right, you head out of the Vistani camp towards the Lake Zarovich, ominously named after the family of Strahd. As you kind of exit the path, it opens up, and you can see at the foot of this massive, massive mountain, just giant mountain that stretches up into the clouds on the opposite side of this lake. It's kind of nestled quaintly in the misty forests around it. Giant, massive lake. It is kind of awe-inspiring just how long it is and how still it is and how dark it is. You can see the tree lines perfectly reflected onto its twilight waters. As you kind of make your way towards the shore, there's no one here, no Vistani here. You would probably maybe guess that there might be, like, on the shore or anything, but you don't see any. You do see that there are 3 rowboats nestled up on the shore of this lake. And you can see there is a 4th rowboat about 200 feet out into the middle of the lake. And you can see a single figure, dark, can't make out any features, but a darkened silhouette of a person in the middle of this rowing boat with a fishing line 200 feet from shore.
Am I crazy, or can we actually see the robots on the map? I think they put them on the map.
Yeah, I think you're right. I can see it.
Cool.
That is cool.
What's the next move, Charming?
I'm leading this. Oh, okay.
It's your fate. I don't know.
I guess that's true. Well, I didn't think that she would be in the lake. Maybe she's in the lake. Listen, I'm just spitballing ideas here. I haven't led a team before.
From here, can I tell the stature of the figure?
Yeah, I'll let you all make perception checks.
It looks like a little girl.
That is
It's 2 little girls in a trench coat.
On the Vex die. Thank you, Vex.
No problem.
You said what check again, Matt? Sorry?
Perception.
Perception, thank you, sorry.
Actually, that might be Keela.
17.
Okay. Gabe, as you're looking out onto the canoe or the rowboat in the center of this lake, about 200 feet out,
Music change.
clearly this is an adult that's in this rowboat, not a child.
Okay.
They're kind of seated still. You can't tell if it's who it is or anything like that. You can just see the dark. But you can also see in this rowboat is a sack, maybe, and you can see that it is kind of writhing, wriggling.
I tell them that we need to get out on that
All
lake. Maybe we pretend that we're coming friendly.
Once we get closer, I can. I still got a spell slot. I can teleport somebody 90 feet.
I can teleport myself 30 feet as well.
Okay, all right.
You're muted.
You're muted.
Richard.
Yeah, I can't do any magic, so that's cool.
I can put you on the boat, though.
And then I can get there myself.
I would honestly rather think it was more important, so if we could get the 2 of us on the boat and you teleport yourself and whoever's in the bag out of there immediately.
Yeah,
if we could see the bag, I can if we could see the person, I can teleport them to our boat.
Maybe we
from 90 feet away.
Approach in a friendly manner.
And then can Sal just teleport them to us if we get close enough?
I don't know if I could do it when they're in the bag, is the thing.
How far away is
I can teleport the person out of the boat 90 feet away from the boat.
That's an amazing
That's a good one, too.
idea.
How far is the boat from us right now?
200 feet from shore.
Okay. Is it silly for Richard and I to go on one boat and for you to follow on a boat a little bit further back?
Yeah, we can try that.
We can be more distracting, and
Yes.
that can. And then Sal can.
So I'm supposed to sneak up in a rowboat?
We'll be like on one. Say like we're approaching from the right. You can be like back a distance on the left, and we will do something that will encourage him to look at us.
And then you want me to get the guy off the boat?
I don't know. We don't really know. I mean, it could be fish writhing in the man's back. We should just be cautious. I think we should just approach him in a friendly manner and then do what we need to do.
Absolutely.
So are we doing 2 boats or 1 boat?
1 boat.
1 boat. Well, 1 boat would do.
Worst case scenario, I fireball the ship and we get out of there.
Or 4 of us. Sorry. Petra.
Yeah, Petra's totally here too.
She totally agrees with me.
Talking our ears off this whole time.
Staring off into the distance contemplatively.
Will one rowboat
Creepy.
fit all four of us?
No, 2 people per rowboat.
Okay, well, that solves that. Me and Richard in one.
Me and Petra in the other.
Wizard and Petra in the other, yeah. All right.
All right,
I have a name.
as you kind
The
of
wizard
get
is a
over
cool-
towards
I
the
was
shore,
meant it as a compliment.
Well, thank you.
as you start to get into the rowboats, you can see
Totally
the person
forgot
in
his
this
name.
boat. The person in this boat, you can see, turns to look towards the shore as you kind of get in, and you can see now, kind of glinting from the early morning moon, a little bit of his face, a middle-aged man that you do not recognize, but you do see that this sack that he has in his boat, writhing. He just kind of slack-jawed, pulls and pushes the sack into the water, and it just starts sinking next to the boat.
Faster, Richard! Faster, Richard! Faster, Richard!
Okay.
I want to get within 30 feet of where he dropped the thing.
I need who's ever rowing the boat, because there's just one set of rows per boat, needs to make an athletics check.
Okay,
That
that
would
would be
be
me.
Gabe.
Yeah, that would be me.
Ugh.
And Petra?
Nope, it's gonna be me. I'm a
Oh, I
-1.
rolled so low. Is there any reason I would have advantage?
Because I'm instructing, I'm helping, I'm on the boat as well, and I'm helping.
I rolled 18. With a -1.
18. What'd you get, Gabe?
Could Richard use the help action?
Not for this.
Okay, I got a 8.
Okay. You
you got
get in the
outrun by the
boat,
wizard.
Gabe, and your oar, one of your oars gets kind of stuck on the lower, and you can't. It's like you can't quite get it loose. And you look over, and your friend Sal is just pumping the rowboat as fast as possible. You
I
get
was on my collegiate rowing team.
all right. You are now 60 feet from the edge of this boat, Sal, and traveling towards it. The sack that he has pushed in the water has just now gone below the surface. This man is just
Am I
staring
within
at
90 feet of Gabe?
you. No, you're not. Gabe is still basically at the shore.
I can't teleport myself. So I guess I'll teleport Petra. I specifically can't teleport myself.
Oh man, I keep trying to get Petra out of action, but okay.
Petra, do you know how to swim?
She nods.
Perfect. I cast vortex warp, and
The hell is that?
basically Misty Step. It's basically Misty Step, but for somebody else and not myself.
And 90
Oh,
feet,
that's
because Misty
an
Step's
inc-
only 30 feet.
Oh,
that's
this is an incredible spell.
It's a newer spell. It's from
Cool.
that Strixhaven one.
Okay, so you're teleporting Petra to the rowboat.
To above where they dropped the bag.
Okay, and then Petra will fall in the water and grab the bag.
Yes. Yes.
Got it. Okay, you
Priority is
Petra.
the bag.
Petra falls, just splashes in the water next to this rowboat, 60 feet in front of you, Sal. The man is looking straight at you, does not even look over at Petra or acknowledge Petra in any way. Now, Petra needs to make a perception check. Can someone roll a d20?
Yes.
I don't.
I have access to her character sheet. if you need to
12?
pull it up.
I
Yeah,
rolled
can you-
12.
Okay, 12 plus.
Plus, I'm going.
I think 12?
I
12
think
plus
it's
12?
No, I think it's 5. But let me confirm. Just need one more second here, and it is 4. Sorry, so 16.
16. You see Petra disappear down in the water. Sal, are you still rowing the boat towards this other
So am
boat?
I.
Okay. Gabe, you're of course you're obviously still trying to catch up. You had a little snafu at the beginning.
Yeah.
Sal, you see Petra go under the water, and then as you're piling the boat, you get right up next to this other rowboat, and Petra has not resurfaced. This man in this boat is looking at you, kind of like slack-jawed, and then
What was
suddenly
in the bag?
his eyes kind of get wide, and suddenly there's like life in his face, and he looks at you and goes, his head snaps back. He kind of sits back,
What the
dead-eyed
fuck?
again.
Hey, buddy.
Doesn't answer.
Buddy,
Okay.
can I climb into his boat?
Yeah.
And I'll slap him.
Slap him in the face. He kind of like looks at you, doesn't respond.
I shake him. Like, what was in the bag?
You would recognize him to be soulless. He has the same demeanor as Reek and Stella Wachter. Although there was a brief bit of life to him, which was odd. At this point, Petra comes up from the water empty-handed. Gabe, you have now pulled your boat up next to this.
Wait,
it is now.
empty-handed?
Petra's like, I couldn't find it.
How
It's
would
dark.
that then?
Okay. Sal, can you make a perception check?
Do I have dark vision? No, I don't. Yeah, I do.
You have dark vision. I don't.
13. I don't have dark vision.
You see, Gabe, Richard, you see Sal dive into the water from the boat. Couple seconds go by, no sign of Sal.
I'm Misty Step 30 feet into the water, and I have dark vision.
Okay, make a perception check, Gabe. With dark vision, I'm going to give you advantage.
Yes, because I have a +0 to this.
Can't swim.
That is a 17.
Okay. As you misty step in the water, you can see Sal is like blinded by the darkness and like reaching around, completely oblivious. The water here is deep. Like there's like abyss. Your dark vision cannot penetrate how deep this lake goes. It is terrifying, the abyss of total utter darkness below you. You cannot shake the feeling of something down there watching your move from below. But you do see the bag has now floated down. It is kind of caught in a little bit of this like weird alien-like underwater tree that is kind of grown up 40-50 feet from some dark place, kind of jagged, twisted, dark branches underwater with barnacles and seaweed growing all around it. The bag with this writhing thing inside is now caught under one of these rocks. You see it and you go and you grab it. Now, are you swimming back up?
Yes. Also, she specifically knew that it was dark, and I do have Petra's character sheet here. She does have a 3rd level spell slot and the spell Daylight. Could she cast Daylight underwater?
Yes. Absolutely.
I think she'd do it.
I mean, you know what? I think she probably would do it too. There is a Sal, as you're kind of like looking around blindly, like you're like immediately regrets your decision to even jump down here. You can't see fucking anything. Gabe, you grab the bag. Richard standing on top of this rowboat. This man standing here looking at you completely blankly. As you're like looking down for Gabe and Sal as they've jumped in, this man in front of you, Richard, kind of looks to you and kind of cocks his head and says, just in time.
Oh, is it you, Hag Lady again?
Oh, man.
His eyes go blank, and then you're blinded by the light of the sun.
Oh!
Just 30 feet below your feet in the water. This entire valley is now this incredible light. This daylight spell is the first of sunlight that has ever been in Barovia, and yet it's strangely significant. It feels poetic that this light was cast underwater. The first sunlight, as it illuminates this area, you see, Gabe, this lake goes down 2,000, 5,000 feet in an endless abyss. There's almost nothing here. You do not see wildlife. You do not see fish. You do not see anything. It is almost like an alien landscape. And in fact, the daylight cannot even penetrate the lowest depths of this abyss. The bag that you're holding, you kind of open it a little bit as you're swimming up, and you see the head of a 7-year-old girl who is now underwater, choking, can't breathe, trying to get air as you rush her to the surface.
Yeah.
Um, Sal,
if it looks at all like she's like a second away from drowning and we're far away, I would Misty Step us 30 feet up. But
Okay.
if it looks like I
no.
can get her to the surface,
You can get her up.
Yeah, I would just swim then.
Okay, you were not too slow that she has succumbed, and you're fast enough that she can safely hold her breath to the surface. You bring her up to the surface, kind of lay her into the rowboats, and you all, Sal and Petra, climb back into your boats.
Good job, Gabe.
We need to get off this
Amazing.
lake. We need to get off this lake.
Okay. I'll start rowing.
Yeah.
Okay,
There's nothing down there.
There's definitely something down there.
athletics check.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, off.
Oh, 3.
That's a 13.
Okay, I mean, you're 3. You kind of fall behind, Sal. Your earlier victory in the rowboat was maybe a fluke against Gabe, but
Wait, what are we doing with that guy? We're just gonna leave him in the middle
I was
of the
gonna
lake?
say.
Oh, I think a hag is possessing him intermittently. We should get away from him. and
Oh,
keep
let me
on
talk
rowing.
to him real quick.
That's bad idea.
Well, your boat can stay there. We're leaving.
Okay, Gabe and Richard. That's why you got a 3, because you just stayed behind to talk to him. He's just staring at you blankly.
Pies.
He cocks his head and sits down in his boat
I hate so.
and
Wait,
reaches
am I
into a
on
sack. Richard, yes, what?
Am I on the boat with Sal?
No, I think
I'm with Petra.
you're in the boat with Gabe.
Okay.
Reaches, pulls up a pie.
Oh
Beautiful.
my God. I'll take it. Just fucking
God damn it.
air into
Petra,
it.
do something.
Okay, is it the kind of rowboat where you have to face backwards? Like, would I be seeing this as I'm rowing?
Make a perception check. Richard, you can make a perception check too.
Thanks for including me.
It's a 5. Yeah, Petra is right there, by the way.
Yeah, I'll roll for Petra.
It's a
Petra, look
nine-
over there.
It's a 19 for me.
Petra is preoccupied
You
and
can
doesn't,
never roll for
doesn't
any
realize.
of us.
But Richard, you see this. Sal, as you eat this pie, it is euphoric, incredible.
Oh,
It is exactly what you need. You no longer have disadvantage on your saving throws. You are now perfectly fine.
God.
you have any more of those?
He just kind of smiles at you like devilishly, and then he picks up the oars and starts rowing back to shore.
The same direction as us, or the other?
Same direction. He's going to where Gabe and Richard are.
All right, I'll follow them.
Okay, you row your way back to shore. You're all standing on the shore, and
What's your hit
this
points
girl.
at, by the way, Salvatore? Just curious. Just totally curious.
I'm at full.
What is that?
Full.
I wouldn't make this kind of decision for Petra. I'm just joking, but I was jokingly going to cast the sleep spell. just like knock Salvatore out. Just like fucking
39.
stop. Oh yeah, there's no way I would have gotten there anyway.
I need it.
39? That's crazy.
So as you're on the shore, this girl kind of squirms out. She's like coughing. She is clearly Vistani, a human girl, obviously soaking wet, kind of shoulder length brown hair, freckles dotting her cheeks. Clearly a very precocious child when she's not in the midst of drowning, and she's kind of like heaving a little bit on the ground, coughing up water. As you all are kind of gathered around her, this man in this boat comes up to shore and just kind of walks past you towards the way you came.
I'll have my rapier out and point it at him, but I'm not
So
engaging.
you guys said that he was a soulless. I was recognized that he was a soulless.
Yeah.
Does a 19 hit him?
Yes.
I do 8 points of slashing damage. As
What are you attacking with?
In my battle axe. As
What the
like
fuck, Gabe?
I see him walking by, and I just like take like a double step, swing it over my head, and then I'm like trying to decapitate him.
Your battle axe almost finds no resistance with his neck, and his head falls to your feet, and the body just limply goes to the beach. The girl screams.
Whoa, 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 whoa! I'll cover her. I'm covering her eyes.
Gabe, what the fuck?
Can't let a creature like this continue to live. Look at what
Okay.
he did.
Okay,
What about Reek?
this is so not the time. Sal, you have a problem that we need to address as soon as we
Yeah,
get
I
back
know
to
I got
camp.
a problem. It's a real bad fucking problem.
Yeah, you're addicted to
I'll be the
pie.
first to admit it. Yeah, I am. I'm addicted to children's
Pie,
pie,
okay.
and I can't live without it.
Yeah, you're mad at me for killing a monster.
That's
You're
I
addicted
have
to
a
children
problem.
pie?
We
The
were-
girl's like hysterical.
No, hey, Arabelle. Your name's Arabelle? Arabelle? Yes, you?
Yes, my name is Arabelle.
Arabelle,
Oh my
your
gosh.
super amazing dad, Luvosh, told us to come find you, and we're going to take you back home. How does that sound?
Oh my gosh, thank you so much. Did that guy just decapitate someone?
Sure
He
did,
was-
absolutely.
that man kidnapped you and threw you in the
He
lake.
didn't know what he was doing.
Okay.
He
fine.
was a tool for evil, Salvatore.
Would it make you feel better, little girl, if you knew that he was kind of an angel? This one right here, he's kind of an angel.
Doesn't make me feel better.
She looks
it
at
makes me
like
feel
bloody
weird.
knuckles. Like,
Okay,
like,
just
wet
people around
dog.
here seem to have a thing for angels. Thought it would help.
Did
Look,
that
I-
guy mean anything to you, Arabelle? Did you know him?
I have never met him in my life. I don't know. I don't know.
Arabelle, I'm sorry for scaring you. I simply
Okay.
was trying to protect you. I mean you no harm whatsoever.
Okay.
Salvatore might try to
No, no, we need to get
I don't
you
make
to
the
your
pies,
we
Gabe.
need to get you to your father.
Okay, before you take me to my father, I just wanted to say, first of all, let's get some things out of the way. First of all, one, thank you.
You're welcome.
Two,
You are very
I-
mature for your age.
I am. Thank you. Thank you. I pride myself on
You're
that.
7?
I am 7
Her
years
dad
old.
said
yes.
she was smart.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yes. I'm sorry if you were at 7, you're still in diapers, but me as a 7-year-old, I am very mature.
I love her.
Now, two, I will never feel safe around you. Thank you, Gabe.
Okay, that's fine.
And three, thank you again. Let's go to my father.
Do you know this
and-
man? And I point to Richard.
She looks to you, Richard, and she comes over and she says, "Wait," and she grabs your hand.
Nope.
When she grabs your hand, you suddenly have intense, fleeting visions of you as a child, a baby. Just flashes. You with people caring for you that are not your parents. You're in the back of a wagon. There's fire, brimstone. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. Oh no. She looks at you a little frightened now.
What did you do to her?
You're a seer, aren't you?
Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to scare you.
What did you do?
I don't know.
Did you put those things? Did you make me see that?
Probably.
Why would you make me? Why
I like
would you?
stand in between Richard. Stop, Richard. She's a little girl.
Who would? Why would you make me see those people? That's.
What?
Petra,
What did you
please
see?
start walking Arabelle back to the
Yeah,
camp.
we're walking and talking. We're walking and talking.
Arabelle looks to you, Richard. And she's like, takes a few breaths. I'm sorry, I can't control when it happens, but I am a seer. Yes, I have studied under Madame Eva. She reaches into her bag and pulls out a deck of Tarot cards. It is in a little case. She pulls the case out and kind of waves her hands, and the sopping wet cards are now dry again. And she says, I um, I am a fortune teller, but I can make people see things. I don't know how it works. I'm still trying to figure that out. And that's what happened with you. I'm sorry. I don't know what it means, but I could maybe read your fortune and I could give you a better clue. Do you want to? I'm a very good fortune teller.
Sure. Yeah. Anything to
Okay.
help explain what?
Okay. Let's do it. Sit down. She like sits down on the sand of the beach.
Okay.
Okay. Sit down. By the way, my name is Arabelle. Who are you? She points to you, Sal.
Salvatore Gianucci.
Salvatore. That's a beautiful name. That's a beautiful
Thank
name. Who are you? Petra. Petra introduces herself. And the scary angel man. Who are you?
My name's Gabriel, and I kneel.
Excellent. Okay. She pulls out her cards and she says, "Now, I can tell that you are all not from around here." She looks over at the horizon of the billowing smoke from town and she says, rubs her little hands and she says, "Did you do that?"
They did.
We would try. It, good.
We lit the
intentions.
match.
You let them. That's cool. Erigal always tells me not to play with matches, but I tell him I'm 7 years old now. I can play with as many matches as I want.
Wouldn't say no. I don't think you should. What's the deal?
She takes the Taroka cards, flips them, and turns them on the backside. Kind of shuffles them around, and she says to you, Richard, "Have you done this before?"
Sort of did something like this with Madame Ava.
Oh, you've met Madame Ava. Did she give you a fortune?
Yeah, she told me to find you, actually.
This is an honor for me. I'm the recipient of one of Madame Ava's fortunes? Oh,
Looks like
this is
it.
incredible. And she gestures down and she tells you to draw a card.
Okay. I will draw a card.
Can you roll a d20?
Yes.
Gabe's eyes are like. This girl's just missing.
That's cocked.
Father's looking for her. He's right over there. Let's take.
That's a nat 1.
Oh.
Oh, okay. She draws a card. On the card is a woman dressed in like plate armor, wielding a long two-handed sword, but also wearing jewels and jewelry around her neck. And the card says Avenger. And she looks to you and she says, is it okay if I show you another vision?
Why not? Well, to going.
Okay.
Let's keep this crazy train going.
I hope this isn't upsetting to you. She grabs your hand.
All
right. And as she grabs your hand, you are suddenly drawn into visions. Except this time it is less fleeting and stop-start. You are now sitting in the back of a wagon. And you recognize yourself to be a child, very, very young, baby, essentially. And a woman comes over and kind of looks at you lovingly, kind of scratches an itch on your cheek and holds your small baby hands in her hand. Don't know who this is. I've never seen this woman. A man comes over and does the same, doting over you in the back of this wagon. Then there's suddenly a sharp explosion. Your world is flipped. You're thrown from the wagon as the top is splintered open, with shrapnel flying everywhere. You're suddenly outside in the dark. You're so small you're unable to comprehend even where you are or what's happening. You can just see the disgusting turmoil that these people in this wagon have undergone. You see now, amidst the flames of the wreckage of what you know is a long line of wagons that you were traveling on, is a cloaked, hooded man. You do not see who this is, but he stands over these people that had just been doting over you. You watch him slit their throats unceremoniously. And as you lay crying left discarded in the dirt, this man walks over you takes his sword and is about to plunge it into your infant body when an arrow hits him in the neck. You can't see his face, but he turns and flees. And you see standing over you is a woman in her early 20s wearing all red with brown curly hair. A Vistani, clearly. But obviously lots of prowess in combat. You see that one of her legs is metallic, replaced with a essentially a metallic looking leg. And she picks you up and she runs with you into the forest, running fast and fast and fast. She's breathing heavily. You don't even know how long she's been running, but she travels through the mists. And suddenly you're in a town. And you see her drop you off and you watch her disappear down one of the alleyways. And you're snapped back into this moment with Arabelle. And Arabelle is looking at you, smiling but a little sad, and she says, I don't know what that means. I'm sorry, but I hope it's helpful to you.
Did I recognize the village that I was eventually dropped off in?
Yeah, your hometown.
Cool.
Was that helpful?
Do you have another card for me, or is that it?
That's it. And then she like kind of like tilts her head. Oh, that makes sense. Is this the first time you're finding out, or have you had suspicions?
Finding out what?
This would be the first time hearing about this, considering it even.
Well, I will tell you that it's pretty cool to be a Vistani.
Oh,
You're Vistani?
I knew it.
No, I really shouldn't. I really shouldn't be. I really shouldn't be.
Are you alright?
Some questions that I have. You sure there's nothing else?
I'm sorry, I'm not as good as Madame Eva. I can't really interpret them or anything. I don't know. I just have it happen. But one day I'll be better, and Madame Eva's super old, super old, and she'll die, and then I can be like the main person. You know?
Do you have any visions for us?
Did you also see Madame Eva?
Yes.
Yeah.
What did she tell you?
She told me to look for a place where madness and illness was bred. I think it might be Kresk Asylum.
Can you? She puts the cards out on the table and she says, "Draw a card."
I'll roll it in the chat. 11.
Who was?
Okay, 11. This card shows a shattered mirror, broken, splintered, as if something heavy had just smashed against it. And you can see in the reflection of this mirror is a man who is crying out in incredible agony. And the name of this card is Broken One. And she looks to you and she says, I've never drawn this card before. Are you okay with a vision?
I don't say anything. Sorry, I thought I was muted while I was typing away. I don't say anything, and I just stick out my hand.
As you stick out your hand, you see you are in a small village, as if looking from it down from up above, as if flying.
Like Grand Theft Auto 3?
I'm gonna say no.
Okay. Stupid joke.
And this village, it's small but a little bit spacious, kind of nestled amongst the hills, clearly Barovian architecture, although you do not recognize it. And you can see up on a hill overlooking this town is an abbey, a religious site. Ablazoned on the side of the tall cathedral church bell tower is the symbol of the Morning Lord. And suddenly you're inside of this cathedral room. Grand stained glass windows of incredible feats of angelic fervor. There is a man sitting here. Human man in his maybe mid-20s, incredibly handsome, debonair, sitting in his priestly robes. And he kind of sits there. And you can see here, reverberating throughout the halls, a mad cacophony of laughter. Mad laughter. Not just one, dozens and dozens of people laughing hysterically. To the point of coughing and fits, but yet they continue to laugh amongst the pain. And this man just kind of sits there contemplating. And he pulls out of his robe what looks like to be the hilt of a sword, but just the hilt. No, nothing else to it. Kind of puts it around in his hands, and then he holds it out, and the blade of the sword erupts, but it is not steel. It is the force of the sun. And you're back amongst the beach with Arabelle.
Thank you, Arabelle.
I was just thinking how funny it was because you just decapitated that guy, and then you got the broken man card. It's like you made that man a broken man. It just felt just kind of funny.
Right. Yes, I must get to Kresk.
Salvatore Gianucci.
Yeah.
I'll never forget your name. It's a beautiful name.
Thank you. I mean, I pretty much got a pretty good handle on mine, but I would love your second opinion on it.
Oh, so you got a pretty good handle. I guess you don't need me, the incredible, great fortune teller.
I would love your expertise.
This is the coolest 7-year-old.
So she says, all right. I guess if you do in fact need me, I will give you my services. But for you, it's going to cost 10 gold.
I literally don't think I have any money on me. I'm from a different time and place. We just saved your life.
I was going to charge you 15 gold. All right, I'll waive the fee. All right.
Thank you.
She spreads the cards out onto the table. Can you roll a
3?
Okay. Let's see.
Well, give me the wizard card.
This card shows a woman, old, kind of almost looks like Madame Ava herself, a old woman seated with a shawl over her head, huddled around a table, and her hands are picking up a Taroka card deck that she's about to flip over to reveal. In her lap is a lap dog that is kind of eerily looking at the table. And this card says, Diviner. And she says, oh, this is my favorite card. This is exactly what I'm going to be like when I'm old. I'll have a dog that's always on my lap, and I will look fabulous like this woman.
Great. What does that mean for me?
I don't know. Do you want a vision?
Yes, please.
She grabbed your hands.
Vision here, vision.
You are thrust into a battle in the midst of combats, but you are floating 300, 400 feet up above Castle Ravenloft itself, in amongst the crowds. No. And you can see that this battle is mano a mano. To your rights, flying, you see Count Strahd von Zarovich floating in the air, levitating as if by magic. you can see that he is flinging spells in the direction of the wizard, your mentor. An old wizened man with a long white beard balding on top. You can see they are in the midst of counterspelling, flinging high-level spells at each other, high above the village of Barovia and the highest peaks of the castle Ravenloft. But one of these spells from Strahd hits the wizard in the chest, and he is bombarded by bats, and he falls. And you see he disappears in the forest below. And you're snapped back into the beach with Arabelle.
Well, that's intense.
What did you see, Sal?
Have you ever played Grand Theft Auto 3?
Petra says no.
Oh, I saw a battle between Strahd and an old friend of mine. And Strahd seemed to strike him down.
Arabelle, the woman in the vision that I saw with the missing leg, do you know her?
Ooh, the missing leg.
She thinks, well, she's definitely a Vistani, but I've never seen her around. She might be a Murtu. You'll have to know the terminology now that you're Vistani. She might be a Murtu, but that's just a Vistani that has left and is living amongst non-Vistani and civilizations. But I don't know.
Great.
Cool. This is fun. Oh, Petra, do you want to have a vision? Petra says yes. You see, does the card thing. Petra draws a card, but you can't see what it is. Arabelle grabs Petra's hands. Petra closes her eyes for like 5 seconds, opens her eyes, and Petra goes, wow. And Arabelle goes, all right, time to go.
Because we'll see what happened there next episode. Right, we simply must get you to your father.
Yes.
Yep.
Oh, all right. Sweet. Okay, cool. Thank you. She gets up and like skips away.
Following behind.
What a peculiar child.
Very strange.
You make your way towards the Vistani camp, and as you get to the base of it, everyone sees you with Arabelle, and they all Arabelle! Oh, they all rush over towards you, and they give Arabelle a big hug and kind of whisk her away. You see Luvash comes over and says, "You've done it! My gosh, you have done it!" And he goes and Richard gives you this huge bear hug, like picks you up off your feet.
Great.
People immediately start playing music and dancing. Luvash says, "I'm so sorry we don't have any wine, but we have juice."
Great.
Sure.
It's a celebration. Oh, my sweet Arabelle. And he goes over and Arabelle says, "Dad, I don't like when you get all mushy." And he says, "I'm sorry, honey." Arabelle says, "Where's Aragorn?" And he says, "He went west to Kresk." She goes, "Oh, okay, Dad, okay, fine." And she kind of like almost skulks off. And Luvash looks to you and he says, "I believe that I owe you a reward."
Yep.
Now, he takes you into his aside little tent. And inside of this tent, you see stacked up are a bunch of items. And he looks to you and he says, "I will allow you to choose one of these things as your reward, but cannot touch them. You can look as close as you want, but you cannot touch."
Collectively, we get one thing, or each of us gets one thing?
Just each of you gets one thing. You're going to clear me out of house and home here. You see, I will tell you the things that you see. You seemingly have a choice here. A wooden chest that is closed.
Oh, come on.
Don't know what's inside of it. There is an iron chest. This one is made out of like reinforced iron, nicely made. There's a small little onyx jewelry box that kind of sits on one of the wooden chests. There is a wooden throne with like gold inlay that's a beautifully made throne that's probably pretty heavy, but looks like it's fit for a king. And there is a small, it looks like it's a satchel that would carry potions. You cannot see what's in it, but there's probably a potion sack in there. And then last, there is a carpet that is rolled up, and there's a bulge in the middle of this carpet with something inside.
I think I'll take the. Would anyone mind if I took the iron chest?
I don't know.
I'll take the iron chest.
He looks at you and says, "Listen, all of you get one choice together. Not each of you get one choice.
You just a moment
You
ago.
just said that
just
we-
a moment
you-
ago.
that
You
was
just
you
said
just
that each
said,
of us
man.
got one thing.
Well, listen, excuse me, I must have misspoke. You only get one choice. I'm sorry.
Hey, no. I mean, Lucas, I'm about to give you a really great massage after this. Doesn't that deserve
World
another
class.
And also, we
Well-
saved your daughter's life.
very dexterous
make-
fingers? Very
Richard,
dexterous
make a
fingers.
persuasion check.
At
And
advantage
with
because I said we
advantage?
saved his daughter's life.
Yeah, I'll get you get it.
It's a pretty
mostly
compelling
because
argument.
of the massage.
We can
Natural
also save
20.
your daughter's life.
Holy shit!
Hold on, where's my phone? I'm gonna do Zach, give me a number and I'm gonna hold it in front of my dice.
2.
I
Okay,
need
I'm
today's
posted.
newspaper in that.
I'm gonna yeah. I'm gonna post it.
He looks at you and he says, all right. You did save my daughter, and of course I'm forever ingratiated to you. I'll give you 2 picks total.
Each.
But-
Oh, man.
I will say, don't choose the wooden chest.
Alright.
Can I roll an insight check to see if it's
Yeah.
because he wants it or because it's bad?
Make an insight check, yeah.
That is a 13.
You see, he's like a little ashamed that he was gonna give you a prize that's worthless.
Okay. yeah, don't go for the wooden one. Don't go for the wooden one.
I
Do
really
you
wanted
want
the
the-
jewelry box, but also
Right.
the carpet looks really nice.
Carpet does look kind of cool.
Because we can't each choose one, I am going to leave this decision up to the rest of you. I will go with whatever. I feel this is not where my expertise lies.
It'd be
Might be
really cool.
magic.
What about 3? What if we could get 3 things?
I don't know if we should push it.
Yeah, let's not push it.
Don't
what?
push it.
You know what? Let's wait until not saying anything's gonna happen, but maybe we get 2 things now. Maybe possibly I can get us to get another thing in the morning. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
Yeah, sure.
Then we'll want to leave something small and grab bigger things now. Like the rug.
Want to do the rug in the chest, the iron chest?
Yeah.
I'm down with that.
Luvosh, we've decided.
You have decided. This is beautiful. What have you decided?
We're gonna go with the carpet, and we're gonna see what's behind the iron chest.
Oh, you didn't want to take the throne? I've been
No.
meaning to get rid of that. It's been cluttering up
It's
my...
lovely. It's absolutely
Kind of
lovely.
cumbersome. We're kind
Yeah,
of.
what are we just carrying a throne around?
Yeah, with me on top.
I don't know. That would have been good. All right.
We immediately sell it back to you.
For a depreciated price, of course.
He goes over to the iron chest.
Oh, I didn't mean to buy that. Let me load the last stuff.
And he pulls out a key.
Come on, iron chest. Drum roll,
No
please.
whammy, no whammy.
Okay. This chest opens to reveal a ton of gold. You would estimate about over 1,000, maybe 1,200 gold.
Oh shit. Okay.
And you can see that there are 2 greater healing potions in here as well.
Oh, yes! Great choice.
Nice.
And
I'll take that. It's heavy.
I'm not
I'll
keeping
lift
track of gold in this campaign too.
it.
the car he kind of grabs the carpet and pulls it out. Clearly there's something like wrapped up in the middle of the carpet.
I will say, because Petra and I are both healers, I give Salvatore and Richard 1 greater healing potion.
Thank you. Let's unroll this carpet, shall we?
All right. You unfurl the carpet and you unveil a probably like 2-foot tall metal robot jester.
What?
Excuse
Wait,
me?
what?
It is. It is. I will show you what it
A
looks like.
2-foot tall robot jester?
Oh my
What
god.
is that
Oh
thing?
my god.
It looks crazy. It doesn't seem to be like alive. It is kind of locked in this position, holding this little weird bat. It is completely 100% made out of metal. Even the eyes. The hat is kind of like tilted to the side, and it just.
We just found something that is going to be with us the rest of the campaign. I feel it.
It's kind of creepy. It's
is
and
this?
Luvash looks at you and goes, "Ah! I honestly don't know. I just say it's your business now. I
What
found
about the
this-
carpet?
Does the carpet fly?
No.
Damn it.
I thought the carpet was going to be part of it.
The carpet.
Well,
No.
we're keeping the carpet.
We can at
look,
least maybe sell it. For some...
Yeah.
the carpet's
That's
like the carpet. It's nice. Yeah, it's an area rug.
All right. Let's take
I'm
it.
gonna add a carpet to my inventory.
What is this? What is this thing? I poke it.
What is it? Is that like a mask made out of skin or something? What is it?
Is there like a coin slot or something, or something I can turn into that?
make an investigation check.
What if it can hear us now?
Why do I kind of like it?
11.
I do kind of
Kinda
enjoy
like
the
it.
spirit of it.
There's no, you don't see any holes or anything. There's no buttons. It's just like well made. Like it's basically like full plate. It would made the same way like plate armor would be, but it's a construct.
Heavy?
No sign, very heavy. Well, I mean, it's not cumbersome, but it's probably 20-30 pounds.
Somebody else has to carry it. I can't carry this thing.
I mean, I can carry him. Is there a bunch of mice tied to him? In the picture, there's a belt of mice tied to him.
No. That's not.
Okay.
I don't know what that is.
Good. Yeah, I just kind of hold it.
Maybe somebody can attune to it. I don't know.
You see someone hear a voice. I'll hold it. You see Arena's there.
Oh,
Oh,
You got a new friend?
yes.
You're already kicking me out of the party?
Never.
No,
No.
just kidding.
This thing might kill you, so I don't know if you should hold it. It's got a mean
Listen.
face.
Have you seen the movie Chucky?
Yes, I have.
The play Chucky?
Yeah.
I've seen the play children's play. Yes.
No, I call it Chucky.
It's colloquially. Mm.
I'll carry it. Don't worry. I promise this thing is not going to kill me. It's a dog.
Do you know what it is?
I don't know. I have no idea.
Sound,
I don't know why I don't trust you.
Can't you tell what this is?
Nope.
What if you took 10 minutes?
Couldn't do it. I can take all day.
Okay.
Luvash says, "All right, you can stay as long as you want here in town. Do you have any plans? Are you going anywhere after this?"
I look at Richard.
Definitely staying the night here.
Yeah.
If that's all right with you.
Of course. You are the saviors of my child. You can stay the night as many times as you want.
I think we're headed generally west, but we also need to find. Do you know of anything called the Amber Temple?
No, it's a beautiful name though. Amber is the color of my energy.
Wonderful. Have you ever been to Kresk?
Oh, Kresk. Yeah, I have been to Kresk. It is a nice
Do they have
enough
is there
town.
an abbey there?
Yes, the Abbey of Saint Markovia.
Okay.
And,
I've never been.
where would a single guy like me and you find themselves in this little town? Is there any sort of entertainment?
Well, I of course am celibate after my daughter.
Right.
No. What makes you say that?
Well, I forget what celibate means, but I do have sex.
Oh, well, then you're not. Okay.
Fantastic. We'll get
All right. As you're like kind of standing there, Arena grabs the robot from you. Luvash says, "By the way, his name is."
No, I don't let
Piddle-"
her grab the robot from me.
Oh.
I'm
Luvash says,
too scared. I don't want it to kill her.
What's his name?
We don't. Does it say
its name is Piddlewick II. You see kind of engraved on the back is the name Piddlewick II. You don't know what that means or anything.
Piddlewick?
I don't know.
The second? I have no idea.
Piddlewick.
Yep, I was about to say it twice.
You're trying to summon it? You're crazy creatures. This thing is terrifying.
Have you ever seen it alive?
No. If I saw it alive, it wouldn't be here still alive itself.
Where did you get it?
Now that is a Vestani secret, my friend. I can't tell you everything.
If
I
I'm
give it
technically
to her, will she die?
Vistani, would you be able to tell me?
He looks at you and says, "What? Excuse me? What, Richard?"
Your daughter says that I'm Vistani, so
Holding it like a pizza.
He looks at you. Arabelle! And then you see Arabelle come running into the room. Yes,
I'm
Dad.
holding like a football now.
He says, "Have you been giving this young man a fortune?" And she says, "Yes, he's Vistani." Oh, she looks. She goes, "Oh, I'm sorry." And he goes, "You're Vistani." "Oh, you're a Vistani! Come!" And he gives you a big hug and twirls you around like 3 or 4 times. "Oh, I did not know you were a Vistani. I knew that I recognized you somewhere. Of course, I see a Vistani and I got the sixth sense. I say, of course you're a Vistani. You are a traveler of the worlds then, of course."
Sort of really wasn't. Question for you. Do you happen to know of any Vistani, maybe a lady with curly hair that has one leg? The other leg's made out of like metal?
No, I can't tell you. That rings a bell for me.
Cool. Totally fine. How
Sure.
about... No.
Excuse me. You're about to say something.
I think maybe... Why don't you all head to get food? I owe this big guy a massage.
Really?
How about that?
All right.
How about that?
All right, Arabelle, go play with your uncle, Arabelle. And she goes, "Dad, he went west to Kresk." "Oh, shit. All right, I mean, shoot.
Irina can watch Arabelle.
Oh, Rena goes, "Arabelle, is this the girl that you saved?"
Yes.
Yeah.
She was missing
She's
for 18
actually really
hours.
cool.
We found her in 10 minutes.
Luvash glances to you, Gabe, and Arabelle says, "You didn't. I mean, you did save me, but it's not like I was a damsel in distress or anything. I was
You were in a bag underwater.
fine. I was captured. I'm just a little girl."
That's fine. Oh, I meant to ask you. I'm glad you're back. Did that man just literally? Did he just grab you and put you in bag?
She looks over to Luvash and she says, "Yeah, I was by the forest, where I am supposed to be, and where I told my dad I would be, like normal, and he just kind of creeped up and grabbed me."
Insight check.
Okay, make an insight check.
Do you really need to?
Yeah.
This bitch lying.
4.
She's 7, Zach.
Yeah, she's
And the
telling
bitch
truth.
lying.
Luvash looks at her and he says, "All right, Arabelle, okay, go off and play with your friend here." And Arena says, "All right, Arabelle, maybe we can play some cards."
I look at Richard and I say, "All right, you go off and play with your friend." And I gesture out the tip for Salvatore.
Yep.
All right. You guys there's a huge party going on. Gabe and Sal, when you leave this tent, Vistani come up to you and grab your face and kiss your cheeks, and they thank you profusely, and they give you food, and they're giving you juice. There's no wine. They have completely run out of wine, and that has not killed the vibe, although people are constantly complaining about it not having wine. But it's a huge party. Richard, as you're sitting there alone with Luvash, he takes off his shirt and he says, "Hey, I haven't had a massage in a while. I think I'm tense. Are you a professional?"
Oh, absolutely.
Excellent, excellent. He lays down on a table.
All right, great. Get the oil that Sal had given me,
Mm.
and then crawl like over his back and just start giving him a massage.
It's lantern oil.
All right, you give him a massage. As you're laying there, he says, "Well, I don't know if you've thought about this, Richard, but
Canola.
yeah, now that you're a Vistani, you are free to leave Barovia."
Are you for real?
Yes, so the Vistani, Strahd has given the Vistani the ability to travel through the mists, because our people had saved him a long time ago. So, as a Vistani, he would grant you that same leniency. You could leave them and go back to your life before.
Just any time.
Yeah, anytime. In fact, if you want to, I'll personally take you.
Let's work on getting you nice and loose.
All right, yeah, I got cramped up there. I'm actually, I hate to admit it, but I sprained an ankle in the forest looking for Arabelle earlier.
Oh
So
gosh, that's terrible. You should probably take off your pants and I can actually work on your ankle too.
Oh my god.
make a persuasion check.
With advantage.
Just a plus your charisma at advantage. I'll give you an advantage.
Okay. 18.
He looks you in the eyes, stands up, locks the door, and we cut away as
Gabe is
the rest...
eating a turkey leg and just looking in the direction of the tent.
Jealous, Gabe?
What? No. What? Why would you say that? What?
Because you're eating a turkey leg and just staring at him.
I just hope he's okay. Arena, how was the time that we were away? It was all 10 minutes of it.
Oh, it was nice. Niku showed me some of the Vistani ways. I learned how to play a couple chords on guitar.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's kind of fun. Yeah, we really fed. The Vistani people are great and accommodating, but a little much. I'm not gonna lie. You know, like they're kind of like at a 10 at all times.
You know, I mean,
Yeah.
I know that Richard said that you'd be safe here, but I don't doubt your capabilities. If you would like to continue on our journey with us, I know I wouldn't mind.
I just slowly like back away from this conversation.
She looks to you and she says, "I would love that. Thank you. I didn't want to impose, but I don't know. I mean,
Of course not.
maybe
Arabelle,
once we
come
get
play this game with me.
Arabelle says, Sal, shh, I think they're about to make out.
Arabelle, read the room.
Arena says, maybe if we go to Kresk, I know it's a town. They have an abbey there. Perhaps it's safe, or the winery maybe is safe. I know.
Perhaps by my side.
I can think of no safer place.
Good. We both slowly turn and look at Petra.
Petra says, "Got it." Stands up and leaves.
I cast Vortex Warp and teleport Petra 90 feet away.
That's the only way Petra can move. The night continues. A celebration is had. It goes into nighttime, and Luvash, after gives you a room, Richard, as well as the other three,
Gives you a room, all right.
a private gives you each a private room in one of the permanent buildings that's nicely appointed, place that you can spend the night if you want. As nightfall and a bunch of the Vistani go to sleep.
Go back up to the rest of the everyone is, hey everybody,
Hey.
You look happy.
Yeah.
Right. Well, I'm gonna copy some spells into my spell book.
Salvatore, don't think that we haven't forgotten that you controlled demons and that we're not going to talk about that.
Yeah. I mean, we can talk about it now.
I'm way too tired.
All right.
Yeah, we almost died today a couple times.
Yeah, that's on the tomorrow's to-do list.
Yeah.
All right.
Right. Okay, good night.
Good
Good
night.
night, Petra.
Good night. Good night. Petra's just standing facing the forest, like 60 feet away.
Keep
Greatest
posing.
greatest of us all.
T-Birds.
And then, like, suddenly Petra like kind of blinks and is like right next to you. Hi, what did I miss?
She's like walking, but like gliding backwards.
Must have been the wind.
She has just like that low, like polygon resolution, like blurry face. Her texture hasn't popped in yet.
Huh? What was that?
I put a bucket over Petra's head.
Yeah, Petra despawns.
I'm weeping.
All right. As you head to sleep.
I make sure that however it works out that I like find a time with Richard alone without everybody else.
Without Sal.
Yeah.
Probably like I mean, if we have private rooms, you probably catch me as I'm like getting ready for bed.
Yeah, I just kind of like lean in against your open door frame. So, do you want to talk about it?
Can you close the door?
Walk in, shut the door.
So, it turns out I'm Vistani. Apparently, I can leave here whenever I want.
Okay, this is Zach asking. Did you just forget Richard's accent, or is Richard okay? I'm just making sure. Okay. What's happening here? Did you know you were Vistani?
No. Sure didn't.
Why are you speaking this way?
Because this is how I sound. This is how. Oh gosh, how do I, put this? You probably have a lot of questions.
Yes, I do.
So, my name is
I like,
Theodore.
sit down. I'm assuming there's like a chair somewhere, and I just like as you say that specifically, I kind of stumble into the chair.
My name is Lord Theodore Arthur of the House of Granger, or Theodore Granger, I guess, is our family. That was what I really did think my whole life was. Apparently, it's not. Apparently, I'm a Vistani, and I'm not actually a lord, which I really don't like. I actually really enjoyed that part of my life. Yeah.
I mean, I knew your last name wasn't fucking charming, but what is?
Oh.
I suppose you never owed me this. So.
If it makes you feel any better, that's just, I wasn't just telling you that I was Richard Charming. That was really it's kind of who I became.
Do I recognize the last name Granger at all?
Make a history check.
No. I think it's a 7. It's a 7.
You don't.
Okay. Do you plan to?
Plan to leave?
Yes.
I don't know. I mean, I'll say this. If this was even 24 hours ago, I would have already been on the way out. And I'm not exactly on my way out.
I'm not gonna lie, Richard, that's not very comforting.
I'm not really... I don't know. I've been acting this way for so long. I'm not really a jerk. That's just kind of this was kind of just a thing I was doing to a lot of really complicated and bad reasons. But I mean, I think maybe I could. I don't know. It doesn't feel really right to just leave right now, you know?
You
I think
think?
there are a lot of people that need help.
The fact that you even considered it, it's one thing to lie about who you are. I mean, by a lie of omission, I lied to you. So I'm not mad about that, but
You don't have anything outside of this that you wouldn't jump at the chance to go back to?
of course. But what I want is not all that matters. There's people here, real people. Your people. Who need help. They've been here alone. Cut off from the world because of the evil deeds of one devil. And call it heroism, call it martyrdom, call it unhealthy coping mechanisms. Whatever it is, I cannot stand idly by and watch this land suffer the way it is. I must end it. I think it's...
I never argued that you were a better person than me.
I am not. I'm not a good person.
Well, either I'm a bad person for wanting to leave, or you're a bad person for wanting to stay, so either way, someone's bad.
No one is bad or good generically. You made a decision that I would have considered cuntish.
Oh.
But it's...
You're mad about a situation I'm not even going to do
I'm not even
anymore.
mad about it. I was just about to say you're human. The thought of wanting to do it is understandable. To be honest, my initial reaction is... you know what, fine. I'm just going to get it out all on the page. Okay? Because apparently... I'm not good at this. Richard... Fuck. Theodore, nice to meet you. I like you. Obviously. And the reason why I'm so shy and dismissive of Irina is because I think that she's a wonderful person, but she's not you. And I know that we weren't supposed to be anything, and I never thought I would see you again, so I thought it just didn't matter. And then I saw you, and I know that you might not believe in these things, even though the evidence is completely there, but I believe in destiny and reasons behind universal events, and you were a Vistani and you were brought back here. I am on a mural in a fucking church, and I was brought here. That's not a coincidence. And so, I didn't think that this was a coincidence either. And we shared that night when we first arrived here, and I just thought that maybe underneath your asshole exterior was someone who actually cared about me. And to hear that you were considering leaving, which is not something I blame you for, lets me know that I was wrong about that. Which is fine. But Just for the record, I would care if you left. And I meant what I said. Even if you are this quote-unquote different person, I meant what I said those a couple nights ago. I need you. I need your help.
I am staying. I promise. Look, it's getting late, and there's so much that I can tell you now. I promise. I will tell you, and it will hopefully make all of this. Grab his hands. It will make all of this. I don't know if it's gonna make sense. It'll at least give you more context as to why I did what I did.
I slowly remove my hand and say, Richard, Theodore, what should I call you?
Well, who do you want me to be?
Yourself, for once?
And that's Teddy Granger then.
Well, Teddy, if you've proven anything to me, you've proven that you don't owe me anything. So whatever you want to tell me, whatever you don't tell me, that's between you and yourself.
Are you also a little upset that I banged the leader here?
He's Gabe stands up and he walks over to the door.
Okay, I'm sorry. That was kind of a shitty attempt. It was a shitty attempt at somewhat humor, but also it was kind of genuinely.
If you have to ask that question, then that tells me everything I need to know. Because, obviously. And I shut the door and I walk away.
All right, Teddy, you are left with your thoughts in your room alone. Sal, as you go to sleep and you're laying on your pillow, you have a huge smile on your face because you had pie today. And you know the dreams that will come will be incredible, euphoric, glimpses of the best moments of your life. As you sit there, the door to your room creaks open and closes. And you look over and you see kind of like scuttling up to the side of your bed is Piddlewick the Second.
What the fuck, man?
And he looks at you, kind of looks around, and just sits down on the middle of your floor, kind of looks up at you. Kind of looks around, gets up, climbs into your bed and pulls the covers over and turns over.
Hey. Buddy. Piddlewick? Second, I presume?
It turns around and looks at you. It's like laying in the bed with the covers.
You need a place to sleep? All right. I'm a fucking half demon. I don't know.
It kind of
come here, little guy.
It smiles at you and then like cuddles up in your arms.
Yeah, I'll embrace him.
As you embrace him, you kind of look up and you see Linguini there.
These 2 rooms.
Linguini looks over you and it looks pissed. He's like got his like arms crossed, his little wings crossed.
Come on, Linguini, join the cuddle puddle.
Linguini kind of throws a fit and then reluctantly flies over and cuddles up in between Piddlewick and you.
Sal rolls over in the middle of the night.
Richard, or should I say Theodore, as you're laying there, your Vistani heritage kind of comes to you, and you realize that you gained access to these things. I will just show these to everyone.
Huh?
What?
All right, I will read these
Oh.
off. You can do two things. You can do a curse. Vistani can target one creature that can see within 30 feet of him. DC 14 Wisdom saving throw would be cursed. While cursed, the target has vulnerability to one type of damage of the Vistani's choice.
Oh,
The curse lasts until ended with a greater restoration spell, blah, blah. When the curse ends, the Vistani takes 3d6 psychic damage.
Oh.
Or you can do Eye of Vistani. Vistani targets one creature that can see within 10 feet and casts one of the following spells. Animal Friendship, Charm Person, Hold Person. If the target succeeds on the saving throw, Vistani caster is blinded.
Ooh.
These are Vistani latent abilities that you realize that you can cast. And you have the alert feat, right?
Yes, I do.
Which means that you cannot be surprised.
Correct.
Oh no! Why would you? What?
You are kind of constantly aware of your surroundings. Some people may have called it paranoid, but it is only because of that paranoia that as you lay in the darkness of your room contemplating the ups and downs of your day, having just participated in a failed coup that destroyed a city, found out your real heritage, came out in a sort to your friend. Your life is an upheaval, and you're contemplating your next steps. And you look and realize that you are not alone in this room. Because standing in the corner, very finely dressed visage of Strahd. And he takes a step forward and kind of smiles at you. And he says, "Good evening, Theodore." And that is where we're going to stop.
Ah.
Ah! Oh my God, Matt.
All right, cool.
Nice.
Thank you guys for playing. Ooh, that was fun. That was some good role playing. I loved it. What are we talk? What's next?
2 weeks from now.
2 weeks.
The
Oh yeah.
11th?
Next week is Monster Hearts, of course. Watch the continuing saga of Monster Hearts. Just watch our channel. We have lots of stuff going on.
Yeah.
I think that's it. Let's
Back
get
January 7th.
Yeah.
But Secret Santa.
back. Yeah.
Ooh, oh yeah, Secret Santa. Become a what's it called? Patron?
Subscriber.
Dude,
Oh,
how
shit.
long have you been with us on this channel?
I don't know any of Twitch, even though I run the stream sometimes. I have no excuse. All right, well, let's get out of here.
you, Matt.
Thanks, Matt.
Yes, thank you, Matt. That was fun.
Hey, see you guys next year.
Oh!